Ladies and boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about this Bitcoin dominance chart and overall altcoins because, listen, at this rate, the way the chart is dumping, it could be the signs of the beginning of altcoin season, right? It could be the sign of the beginning of the altcoin season. It's not 100% confirmed just yet, but for me, we are selling off aggressively, but at the same time, technically, we still are in structure. For me, this may be just one of those things where we sell off a couple percent to then go up higher, kind of just the way it happened back in the middle of November when we were at 61.30%, and then we dropped to roughly 55%, right? I know people thought then altcoin season was starting, but actually it was quite the opposite, right? Altcoins were having a nice big pump so they could dump even more. Now, the question is it going to be the same thing? Now, here's the thing. As of right now, right? As of right now, there is, still technically zero confirmation that it has started. Okay. That it has started. When we go on something like the daily time frame, we can still see technically, this structure over here, right? We have a low here, high here, low here, high here. Technically, we can go as low as, let's say, roughly 62.5% and bounce back up, right? And that would still be proper structure. Okay. So I'm not getting too excited yet. I'm not getting too excited yet. What I would like to see is for this big support right over here. And of course, this bottom to be taken out, right? I would like to see some closes around, let's say 61%. Then when we pull back, I would like to see it struggle massively to then kind of get that confirmation of, hey, we have this high, we have a lower low than this low. This high over here is extremely weak, and then we continue to sell off. Okay, we would have to see something like that to get the confirmation. Right now, this is nice, right? Seeing our coins go up a couple percent. Bitcoin is kind of still recovering. It's up roughly $2,000 in the last few hours. Something like Ethereum has been going absolutely nuclear, though. And we know the main chart, the way things go down is practically Bitcoin, then Ethereum, large cap coins, and then, medium and small cap coins, right? We know that. For me, this is still early into the journey. Okay. This is simply kind of just Ethereum recovering at the end of the day. That's what I still see, right? This isn't even something like Ethereum expanding. Okay. And that's just the reality, right? This isn't even Ethereum expanding, getting to $7,000, 9,000, potentially to $13,000. This is just simply Ethereum recovering. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as exciting as this is, we still probably have more of the journey to go. Because I would be really, really surprised if right now, Bitcoin dominance starts to sell off, Ethereum does its thing, and then, we kind of have altcoin season because, we probably would just kind of top out somewhere near the highs, or maybe just go a little bit higher for Ethereum, like 6.5K, and that'd just be the top. And I'd be really, really surprised, right? I'd be genuinely surprised if we don't find some new, levels, new high, very unique levels for Ethereum. Okay. So that is the thing that I also do have noted. Also the fact that yes, Bitcoin did just break above this big massive resistance, boom, right? And although technically it could be a fake out, I don't think it is going to be a fake out this time around. Okay. When we look at the daily closes, right? Look, we closed very, very nice, right? We closed very, very nice. Even if we remove the drawings, we can see that we closed, what is it called? Where is my boom? Right? We have this low here, and then we have this higher low over here, right? We did not close below 117,414. So it is a higher low. So for me, this is just an indicator that we are going to be at least pushing. I do want to see how we react off of this order block, right? Because it is going into a wick. But I do most likely think, even if there is going to be a little bit of a sell off, I don't think this is going to be the cycle top. Okay, I don't think it is going to be the cycle top, right? So even if we do see a little bit of a sell off, then we probably will just be bouncing up for a bigger rally. Okay, because like I said, this is a retest of the biggest of biggest is biggest is that's not even a word, but this is the biggest retest ever for us, right? We're successful in this department. We have all of this to just go and skyrocket, right? We're going to make the biggest resistance ever become the biggest support ever, and we're free to go. So that is what I personally want to happen. I know some people want and think altcoin season is happening, right? For me, like I said, you still need more, bigger, higher time frame confirmation. When we look at something like, where is it over here? Others dominance, right? Others dominance. We broke out of this recently, right? This is our altcoin chart as well. But ladies and gentlemen, we do have some key zones we have to look out for, right? We are approaching this big resistance over here, right? And at the end of the day, not only do we need to burst past this, but when we retest, we need to hold it and kind of go more. We need more confirmation, right? We need more confirmation because we could get baited, kind of similar to what happened last time, where we had a very strong week, right? A very strong week, but then we closed, boom, somewhere over here, right? Somewhere on the resistance line, right? We kind of got faked out, and then we slammed harder. Okay, so we just have to be wary of that. So yeah, for me, I like I said, I do believe we are much closer to the finish line than we are even the middle or the beginning. But I still think there's still many weeks to go, a few short months to go. And personally, that's what I'd rather have. I still rather have a month or two of pure Bitcoin, you know, glory, right? Think about it. If we went up tens of thousands of dollars more, if we went up to 140, 150, 160, 170, right? If we went up there and then we finally topped out, just know your altcoin bags are gonna pump extra, right? If they were meant to pump a 20x, Bitcoin going to like 170K and then dumping would mean like your altcoins are meant now to pump a 30x. That's what I'm saying. So it's very nice, right? It's very, very nice. But ultimately, at the end of the day, right, if you are trying to get that extra percentage in, you do want Bitcoin's journey to continue and not end over here. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.